Hi everyone. Today we're gonna work on Illustrator software to create Discord logo. The intention of this video is just learning the basic tools, and there's no intention to recreate the commercial logo of Discord app and company. So the main tool that we're gonna use today is Shape Builder tool. So let's get it started. So in order to start creating any logo, you need to have your reference. So here is my reference here. It's Discord logo. They have a different, some tiny different, slightly different from this one, but it doesn't matter because we just wanted to learn some new tools. Also on the corner, the bottom corner of my display, you can see this window. This box shows the shortcut that I'm using while I'm working on this logo. The first one is for the command option, control and shift. It lights up, and also you can see the other combination keys of keyboard stroke here. So let's start. In order to start, I need to first put the reference image that I just drag and drop from the browser to the center of my artboard. My artboard is here, and I wanted to put this right there. So I'm gonna grab and put it somewhere here. In order to create this logo, there are tons of ways that you can create that. One of those is just grabbing the pen tool and starting from the corner and just going one-on-one, creating this shape, trying to figure it out what is the curvature, and playing and creating this. This is very tedious and time-consuming process, so I don't want to use this process. There are much easier way to kind of create this logo with the basic shape tools, and that's what we're gonna do today. First of all, let's centralize this logo inside our artboard here. So to do so, there is a very useful tool in Illustrator called Align tool. If you go to Window and click on Align, you can see Align tool that shows up here. I'm gonna grab it, put it here. It does a huge amount of work for us, and let me just make this smaller because I wanted to see the layer window here. So I'm gonna grab this layer and just click on that. Okay, that looks better. So the Align tool has lots of different kind of option here. So let's talk about this Align tool a tiny bit because I think it's very useful. So say I'm gonna create a new artboard here, and I have a object. So this is my object. So if you want to centralize object into your artboard, you can use this 6 Align tool here to align it to the left, align it to the center, to the right. These are all aligning based on the vertical line. These are horizontal alignment, aligned to top, to center, and bottom. So if you click on the center horizontally and center vertically, your shape will sit on the center of your artboard. So say I have 2 objects. So the second one is this color, and I wanted to kind of centralize them as well, align them to my artboard. I can select both of them, and here you can see it says align to it. I'm kind of looking for the reference. If you click on this one, it's aligned to artboard. So if I click here, both shape gonna kind of sits on the center of my artboard. But if you wanted to, for instance, make this shape as a reference and align this shape based on this shape, you can select both, and then you can click on one of those. So I'm gonna make this as a reference. So if I click on that, you can see a kind of a thicker blue outline will show up around this shape. So it makes this as a reference. So now if I click on this alignment, you can see it's actually aligning the second shape based on the first shape. This is one of the things that is very, very useful about the align window and align tools. The other one is when you wanted to kind of have same distribution or gap between several elements. So say I'm designing a kind of something, I don't know, maybe. So I have these shapes here, but as you can see, the gap between these shapes are not identical, these gaps. So let me change the color. I think we want to have this, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna create this black. Okay, so I'm gonna, you see these gaps are not the same, but I wanted to make them all in the same gap or distance between from here to here. So I need to use the alignment tool and select all of them, and these are the distribution. So I can kind of distribute them from center to center, from the starting point to the ending point. Look at this. But because it's central, kind of aligned to the artboard, this start from the beginning of the artboard to the end of the artboard, and all the kind of gaps are identical. And also I can kind of select this and select this selection based on the selection and click on distribution, and you will see that all the distribution have the same gap based on the beginning shape and the ending shape. So this is how you can use the shape builder, the alignment tools, and if you have them in a different kind of position and you wanted to set them align all together, you can select them and just click, and they're gonna be in a unified form. So it's very useful. So let's get rid of this excessive artboard and go back. I'm using the Command Z to go back to my first artboard. So I want to set this logo, the reference logo that is raster with going to outline mode, at the center of my artboard. So I have my artboard selected in align window, and I'm going to click this and click this. So right now is center horizontally and vertically. And the other things that I need to do, I need to make sure that I'm not clicking accidentally on this and move it around while I'm creating this. So I'm going to lock this layer by clicking next to this eye icon to make this layer stick at the center of my artboard. So I'm going to create a new layer to start creating this logo. So I just created a new layer and I'm going to start working on that. But before that, as you can see, this form is completely symmetrical. So if I create one side, I can create the other side. That's the other kind of way that you can create that. So just creating the half of this form and this robot shape and creating the other side. But in this case, I wanted to create this based on the very basic shapes, majority of them from the ellipse tool. In order to do so, I need to identify the center of this shape. So I'm going to select the artboard tool and I'm going to grab one guide to here. If you cannot see the guides, you can use the Command R to make them visible, invisible. And in order to create a new guide, you can just go over one of those ruler and just drag with the mouse and bring one guide here. Also, to make sure that your guide is sitting on the center of your reference, you can just grab it and put it in the center. And it sticks there. Tiny bit off. I'm going to make sure it's centralized. Okay. So I have my guide. Sometimes when you have your guide, let me show you what things that happen is sometimes when you create your guide, you can also play with the guide to the center or line it to the left and right. You have your guide, and when you're working on your project, you by mistake you just move the guide and everything's can get messy because everything is based on that guide and you lost that guide as a reference. So the thing that you can do, you can also lock the guide. So you can select the guide and go to window, guide, view guide, and lock the guide. Like this one. So I have my design right now here. So let's start. So I'm thinking about all of these curvature. I can create all of these curvature out of the ellipse tool. So let's start, and you just bear with me. I'm going to show you how you can create the whole things out of several ellipse tools and then eliminate excessive part to attain your desired logo. I'm going to grab the ellipse tool here. So we'll go to this layer. So in order to create the ellipse or any shape in Illustrator, when you're kind of dragging your mouse while you're holding the left key, it's going to start from the corner of your shape. If you want to start your shape from the center point, you need to hold the Option key or Alt key in the PC. So I think this should be, I'm thinking about this curvature here, so I need to grab it because it doesn't show up. So let's put color on that, give some color. Okay, so right now I can make it, okay, it's so big, I believe. Okay, go ahead. Looks better. Okay, looks good. So I have my first one that is create these two lines. Then I'm gonna create this line. I'll go to the center, holding the Option key, creating ellipse. Looks good. Can I create this one as well? Okay, I'm gonna create that one with a different ellipse. So let's create this one. Go to the center, hold the Option key, okay, tiny bit bigger, and can I create this one or this one? No. And then I just need to move it so tiny bit here, bigger, and tiny bit smaller from either side to make exactly like this curvature. I need to create this one. So let's grab this ellipse tool, new ellipse. This looks good. So let's create this part. Looks good. So I'm going to create the bottom part. It looks super messed up, but it's gonna work. So this one looks good. I need one for here. Okay. I need one for here. Looks good. And I need one to serve as this one. So this one is not very much like the ellipse, but we're gonna keep it like simple like this. Okay, the only part that I'm missing right now, the only curvature is this kind of eyes or eye sockets, whatever that you will call it. I just wanted to make them okay. So I have the first one. I'm gonna make a copy of that this side, and because it's not symmetrical, because I played with one side, I just wanted to turn it and reflect it. In order to mirror this shape, I'm gonna right click, go to transfer, reflect, and vertically the line that I'm gonna flip it is vertical line. Okay, so right now I have everything that I wanted. So look at what I have. I'm gonna go to outline mode. This is the shape that I have. So now the only things that I need to do, I need to remove the excessive line, and I just wanted to keep the part that those overlap depict the logo itself. To do so, I'm going to use a specific tool. It's called Shape Builder tool, this one. To use the Shape Builder tool, the key point is you need to click and select the whole shape that you have. The Shape Builder tool is a kind of combination of the all tools that we have in Pathfinder, this tool here. So it's kind of merging and removing all together. And it's actually very useful and simple and super fast. So when you click on this tool, as you can see, when I go to the any overlap part, it's became like kind of texture, so it shows that I can manipulate them. As you can see, without holding any key, just hovering around, there's a plus sign next to my mouse pointer when I grab the Shape Builder tool. So it means that it's going to connect or kind of add those shapes together. In order to remove excessive shape, you need to hold the Option key, and it became this plus sign became as a minus sign. So I'm going to remove this excessive part. You're going to see I'm just clicking, holding the left key on my mouse while I'm holding the Option key. I just remove the excessive part like this and this. These are excessive. These are also excessive. This is excessive. These are excessive as well. These are excessive. This one. This one is also excessive, and these two eye sockets, I need to remove those two as well. Okay, so I removed the excessive part, but they have a lots of line, so I need to add them together to create one unified shape. So this time I'm not holding the Option key, I just wanted to add this shape together. Just connect them with the left key of the mouse and like this, and this one. There's one thing, tiny thing here I wanted to address. Either side, you see this tiny shape, and here we go. We have our shape right here. So it was super easy right now because all of the kind of form that we created is out of ellipse, so it became super symmetrical and perfect curvatures. There's something happening here that I don't know what is that, but I'm gonna figure it out. So let's see what's happening here. Okay, so when you're creating something with create a new artboard here to explain what's happening here. When you're creating something with the Shape Builder tool, I'm going to make a copy of that. It seems okay, but you will notice that there is a huge amount of the points that I don't need them actually. So for instance, this curvature we only need 1, 2, maybe 3, but not 5 definitely. We don't need points here, these are excessive. So in order to get rid of those excessive points, you can go to the Option, Path, and Simplify. The Simplified tool is going to remove the excessive point and give you the optimum point that you need to in order to create that. And also there's an adjustment bar that you can kind of play, but if you go very far to fewer points, it's going to damage your shape. So you need to make sure that keep the kind of the shape of, and the number on top shows how many points that you have. So I wanted to create, okay, that looks good. Maybe this point should be gone. Not sure. Okay. And one more. Can we get to 19? Oh, the 19 is gonna damage that. Okay, let's keep it that way. Oh, the top is damaged right now, so looks good. So let's fill it with some color. In order to pick the color, you already know that you can use the eyedropper tool here. Grab this color, click here, and here we go. That's the easiest way that you can create your, let me delete that. You can create your vector version of the Discord logo with just using the ellipse tool. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I'll see you later.